Hi, Jenna here, and this is my boyfriend, Javid. And I thought it was important that when I approached answering this question, that I I had my boyfriend, my heterosexual boyfriend, help me out with it. For myself, I don't think there's a lot to do with choice when who are you take on to be your mate. I think it has more to do with chemistry and attraction and that kind of thing, which isn't so much something you can choose. You know. Now, of course, coming from someone that is heterosexual and normal, I mean, yeah, you can see it as a choice. But a lot of people that are transgender or homosexual or lesbian, whatever, it's not a choice. We are just this way. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to be normal or considered normal and go along with the masses? I mean, honestly, it's a little hard to live the kind of lives we lead. And if there was any other option, I think a lot of us wouldn't do it. So that I hope that helps with that part of your question. And the rest of it, as far as why date someone transgender, I thought my boyfriend would be better at answering that than me. So go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay, so why date someone that's transgender? First of all, you have to ask yourself, um, what are your tastes? What do you like? What kind of woman do you like? Because when you're dating someone that's transgender, you're essentially dating a woman, unless you're dating one that's butch and dykey and real masculine. There are transgender people like that, and that's not my cup of tea because I'm a straight man.
Because even transgender women are just as diverse and different as genetic females.
Right. So there's a question of compatibility. Are you compatible with this person? Do you get along with this person? And this is one answer why you want to date someone that's transgender. Also, you have to be true to yourself. You have to follow your attraction. If your attraction takes you, if you see a transgender person walking down the street and you're with a group of friends and you don't say anything, or you say something disrespectful because your friends are doing so, then you're conforming. If you don't want to conform and you want to be your own person and follow your instincts, then yeah, I would say strike up a conversation and date someone that's transgender because they have an array of knowledge that some genetic women don't have because they've led double lives. They've lived lives as men prior, and then they made the changeover, and they understood that they had to be true to themselves. They couldn't live as men because they're not comfortable. They're not born that way, right? They're born into a society that says you need to be male, and I'm sure there's been pressures on each transgender person's transition from the family and from friends saying you need to be a man, you need to have a family, and you need to live up to certain stereotypes of what it means to be a man. So, with that said and done, um, you should date someone that's transgender um, because it would be an experience I'm assuming that you've never had before. But
And it
going,
sounds like you might be interested in it because you have this question you keep asking a lot of transgender people. So that sounds to me like you're just curious and you should do it because, if you think about it, if you don't do it now while you're young, you'll end up paying for it later when you're old.
right, and
So
don't listen to what the world says about it, saying this is weird and this is whatever. But I'm sure you've got pressures in your life with your family and your friends and your community that you live in. I don't know. I don't know your personal position in life. I don't
follow
know.
your heart,
I don't know what you do. I don't know what kind of work you do.
right?
I don't know what kind of people you associate
That's
with.
about it, right? Just follow your heart.
Right. Follow your heart, and if your heart takes you to someone that's transgender, then stick with it. Don't do what I did, and I was following my intuition from the get go, but then I would backtrack because of the pressures from my family and from friends and from society in general, and from the fact that we can't reproduce a baby. Uh, that was kind of a moment of hesitation where I wasn't sure of what I wanted to
So we
do.
can have children.
But a life without Jenna is not really a life. It's not a complete life. So I already know that right now. But it
And
took
we can have children in other ways.
right. It took some thinking, contemplating, and going back and forth, and kind of figuring out and assessing, my life and my compatibility with Jenna, and foreseeing a foreseeable future with this person. You have to look at that. I mean, if you want to casually date, of course, if you're looking at it from a sexual standpoint, of course, you can find tons of transgender people that are willing to put out, whether you have to pay for it or not. But if you want something a little bit more wholesome and nurturing for both of you, then I would say go to any dating site. They have plenty of dating sites with transgender categories now. And if you're thinking that this is like some kind of fad, or transgender people are going to be swept under the rug, I have to say that that's not going to happen. They have a mayor in Oregon that's transgender, so transgender people are here to stay, and they should be accepted and seen as just as the same as everyone else in this
Right.
society, because they don't pose a threat to anyone. Um, uh, they should just be normalized into society, into mainstream society.
I got him trained really well, don't I?
Yeah, whatever. So that's about it. I'm a little tired, but I would
So
like
that's our
to say
answer.
that, yeah, my answer is go for it, and hope you have a good time, and keep an open mind and be respectful,
Exactly.
and I think you'll be fine. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If it is, then keep going with it. But if
There's
it,
only one way to find out, though.
but be honest to yourself. Don't just, yeah, just date whoever you want to date, but don't let your friends or
Yeah.
whoever tell you.
I think we said enough. Okay, good luck with all that. Bye.